my channel. I'm Miss Ellavondame, and today I'm going to show you how I do my everyday pinup makeup. It's actually more like an updated version because I did one last year, but a lot has changed in like my routine and everything I use just about. So yeah, let's get into it. I'd also like to apologize in advance. We have a cuckoo clock and it ticks. So if you hear that, I'm really sorry. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. First, I like to start off by moisturizing my face with the Pond's dry skin cream. I do like 2 layers because that's a super Marilyn Monroe thing. Her makeup artist used to do it, and if you ever look at her pictures, you can see how beautiful and shiny her face was. I mean, along with the really expensive skincare she also probably did and had, moisturizer was definitely key to that. But the thing is like my face gets a little too oily because it produces like a lot of oils. So when I go for like the second layer, I don't do like too much. I do like very little, just touching up what I feel like I wasn't able to get to the first time. Now, I'm ready to do makeup. I'm going to be using this double-ended e.l.f. brush. It's an angled brush and a spoolie, so it's really clutch, especially for when you're on the go, just trying to hurry up and like just brush them all and everything. I like to take my Morphe N9 palette, and I like to use this middle shade DJ because it matches my hair. And I just put that really lightly and then just brush through it. Like that. Next, I'm gonna go in with Showtime. I'm gonna get my spoolie, tap it in there just a little bit because I'm not trying to ruin my eyeshadow because I still use this for actual eyeshadow. And then I just brush it in to the front of the eyebrow. Okay, so drawing in the eyebrows is done. Now it's time to clean them up. Now, I bought this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. This is the shade F11. To conceal my brows, I'm going to be using this Morphe brush, and it is the M421. I'm going to, there's like a little pocket of foundation right in that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of like brush over it and start concealing my brows. But now the bottom is nice and cleaned up, and I'm going to do the other eyebrow. And then go along the very top of the eyebrow. Just kind of like dab it a little bit into the beginning of the eyebrow. That way the skin starts to look like it matches. Now, taking the same foundation, I'm going to be taking a little bit, making sure that like, you know, I'm getting most of it off on the rim, and I'm going to pat it all over my eyelids. That way it evens out my skin tone. I got this brush from Amazon. It came in a pack, but I'm just going to now blend this all out. Okay, so now all that is finished. And now we're going to put some eyeshadow on. Start off with, I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild brush. It doesn't have a name, it's just Wet n Wild. You can literally pick it up from like your dollar store. Like, Wet n Wild is basically sold everywhere. I'm just taking this fluffy brush, and I'm going to be taking Showtime, and I'm going to be putting that all in my crease. Okay, now see how that's like really kind of natural looking? Yeah, that's what I'm going for. I just like to use a really nice orangey brown because that really complements my eye. Okay, so now that I already have that done, I'm going to be taking this Morphe E27 brush, and I'm going to be taking the shade Make Out, also from the Morphe N9 palette. For this, I like to really deepen up the crease. I go back over it with Showtime with a really light hand and just kind of circle it around. That way it all really blends together and it looks kind of seamless. Like this. Now for the final step in eyeshadow, I'm going to be using this Step 1 For the Money. It's by the Vintage Cosmetic Company and it's this brush right here. It's pretty cute. It holds on a good little bit. So. Now to set the eyelid and make it more highlight, I'm going to take Provocateur from also the same Morphe palette and I'm going to put it on my eye. Usually I would do a cut crease, but lately I've just been feeling like the really light makeup for like my everyday stuff. So bring it up to like your crease. If you do a cut crease, it does make it a little bit more cleaner. And make sure you get towards the lashes because you don't want your eyeliner to get all gunky and stuff. Okay, so when you're done with that, I go back in with both Showtime and Make Out very lightly. And then just sweep it over the ends. That way the white blends in with the brown and it looks, I don't know, better. And the eyeshadow is done. Now we're gonna go in with the eyeliner. I like to use the NYX gel liner, the black one. And I love it. I really do. It lasts all day. It doesn't mess up. I use this on my clients whenever I'm doing their makeup. So yeah, definitely get you some of this, especially if you want like an all day long matte eyeliner. Now for this eyeliner, I'm just going to be using the Morphe M250-1 brush. It's about this small. It's a little messed up because I've literally done gel liner so much, but I'm just going to swirl it in. As you can see, there's like a little dent in the middle. I just like to put it in the middle and just swirl it around because that way it gets eyeliner on all angles of it. And then I just start on my eyeliner. So what I like to do is I like to start from the very front, the very inner corner of my eye, and drag it. Now it's gonna get a little like, you know, clumpy or whatever. That's because that's just what gel liner does. To flick it out from the very end of my eye and just flick it up. Then get that tail end and bring it in. Okay, and that's the eyeliner for this eye. Now we have to hope and pray it doesn't mess up and I have to go all panda on this eye. And what is wrong with these? Moisturize it. See how easy that came off? Moisturize your face. Okay, so now the eyeliner is done and let's move on to mascara. I'm pretty cheap when it comes to mascaras, so I use either this Wet n Wild Mega Volume Mascara or this LA Colors Boomtastic Voluminizing Mascara. And I really like this one because look how pretty and pink it is. Both are okay. They're not the best because they are from the dollar store. So I don't really look for really good mascaras just for the simple fact that I wear fake eyelashes and I just need something that's just gonna blend them together and take away like the white eyeshadow that goes on, or any eyeshadow that goes on my eyelashes. And honestly, with my lashes, my falsies, I love big lashes. So I get little $1 to $2 eyelashes from AliExpress. So before I stick this onto my eye, what I really need to do, I'm going to make sure these match up. So from the very end to right there. So I'm going to be cutting off right here That way it really matches up with my eyes and I can wear them as comfortably and all day. Now I'm just gonna be putting this duo glue on. I like this one because this one I don't have to worry about too much coming off on the lash line or putting it on my hand, making sure it all, you know, is good. Because whenever I had the tube, I would just like, I would be trying to squeeze it and it wouldn't come out, so I put a little more pressure and it would just go everywhere. So I stopped messing with that. Okay, now I'm just going to stick it onto my eye. And what I like to do is I like to look down at a mirror, as way I can see it like where it's going on my eye. Okay, now I'm not gonna lie, this is my first pair ever that have been this long. The other kind I get are just like normal fluffy long, but these are a whole nother level. Neat. All right, so now that the eyes are finished, now we're gonna move on to foundation. I love to use the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. Oh my god, I love it so much. It dries matte, like amazing. I'm gonna be using this Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH03 brush. I'm just going to put a couple pumps on, about 3. And I might use like another like little half pump before I finish my face, because as you can see I have some dark spots, but this stuff really basically clears it all up for me, but it doesn't cover like completely. So I just have to do like a little bit more, like this much, and it's covered. So I'm just going to dab it all around my face. And make sure you get under your eye as well. I gotta move my big old bangs. To really melt it into my skin, I get my fingers and I just kind of like melt it in. That way it really like blends in good, and it gives it a super natural look. Make sure you also have some tissue next to you as well, because your fingers of course are going to get pretty nasty. Now we're going to start to highlight. I'm going back in with this foundation. I'm just going to dab a little bit underneath my eyes. And a little bit right there on my cheeks. A little bit on my chin. Cupid's bow. And my nose. We're going to go in with that same brush that I used for foundation on my eyes. And we're just gonna blend that out. And make sure at the ends of the foundation that you're blending all around the edges of it. Take your fingers again and even blend it out a little bit with your fingers. That way it makes it even more natural. You have a natural highlight going on. And now we're ready to set the highlight. I like to use this Coty Air Sponge to set all the highlighted areas. I'm going to be taking this other Morphe Jaclyn Hill in JH07, and it looks like that. I like using this for putting it underneath my eyes. And I really like the tapered end because it can really like get underneath your eyes where it needs, you know, where you need to have it to set, so it doesn't get all wrinkly underneath there. And then just kind of brush it down. And then I just like to set all areas with this. So I just powdered some of the smaller areas, but I have all this that I have to also powder. So I'm gonna be using this brush because it really just, it goes to everything, and it's big fluffy, so we're gonna use it. Then with this Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush, this is the JH04. I'm going to be using this to contour. So I used the NYX Highline Contour Palette. It's a powder. And as you can see, this is basically gone, but there's still a little bit around the edges. So what I like to do is I like to kind of dig into that and brush over everything that is a little too white or a little too pale. Going back in with the same contour palette, I'm going to be taking this shade that's next to the one that I basically hit pan on. I'm hitting pan on this one as well, but it's okay, it's not as bad. And just go do light circular motions. The way it's a really nice natural looking contour. Then I'm going to take this darkest color and I'm going to just like pat that in to my contour on my cheekbones. And as you can see, there's like a little line. Just get that brush that you were using your foundation with to blend that out, and just go over that little line, and then it backs back where it needs to be. It's time for blush. I'm going to be using this Pretty Vulgar brush and Make Them Blush. It's pretty pink. I love it. It's really pigmented. I take a light hand with this as well because it's so pigmented, and just kind of go over it the same way I do with my contour. And I also have been loving putting blush underneath my nose a little bit. So I'd kind of do that too. Kind of give me like a little rosy look. Alright, now we do highlight. I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade Precious Petals. And as you can tell, I broke it. So. Whoops. Don't like it to be like too much. So whenever you put it on, just make sure you blend it in. That way it looks good from the front, but when you go to the side, it's there. Oh, and I'm sorry, this is the Morphe M510 brush. I'm gonna go along my chin with this and a little bit over my eyebrows. Now to do like the smaller things like my nose and right up here above my eye, I take a smaller brush, and this is the Morphe M562 brush, and I just lightly dust that over there. And I put a little bit on the tip of my nose. And right on the bridge. And also the top of my lips as well. And sometimes even the inner corners of my eyes. Okay, so we're basically done. The only thing we have left to do is the lips. So what I love to use, I use 3 different things. This NYX retractable lip liner, I love it. It's in the shade Sienna. And it's a nice red, for me at least. I'm just going to twist it up and lip line. Alright, so now that my lips are lined, now for the red base, I'm in love with Fenty's Uncensored Stunna lipstick. It is so amazing. So, I like to do like that, kind of like a cheat, and fill in what didn't get touched. Okay, so now that I have this on, I like to basically contour my lips a little bit. So I like to use this MAC Carnivorous liquid lipstick, and it's like a deep red, kind of a little bit on the purpley side. I take a small little brush and I touch up around the wand then go in around the corners, around my lip line. I definitely like to start from like the inner corners or the corners of my lips. That way, whenever I put it in right there, I can just like drag it. Okay, and I don't know if you can tell, but this side has a more ombre look versus this side that's just red. And I don't like to touch the middle because that's what I want to look more highlighted and more bright. Oop, I forgot my bottom lash line. My bottom lashes as well. Okay, you guys, I am done with this makeup. I'm proud of it. I will not lie. Thank y'all so much for watching. I had a lot of fun. If there's anything else that you want to know, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram. Ask me questions. I'm an open book. I love to do looks and stuff. There's a couple more things that I really want to like show you guys how to do, and some more makeup tutorials and how to just do a lot of different things. So please like and subscribe. Turn on that bell so that way you can get notifications for whenever I upload. I will be doing a lot more. I know I've been saying that on my other videos, but I will be doing a lot more. And I'm so excited to show you guys. When I'm at work, I literally write like lists of all kinds of different ideas. So please be sure to subscribe and stay tuned so that way you can see more of my awesome little nifty tricks, tips and tricks and videos of makeup and wigs and all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.